Can y'all hear me? All right. Istungon jokayade gaga. Istungon jokayade gaga. All right. That's I'm telling you, good did y'all make it through the night for all of y'all? Gaga. Hear that? Gaga. Okay, the Indian chain is that. Okay. I know I got some new ones in here, but today being Friday and yesterday I had a doctor's appointment. So I couldn't be here and I couldn't get nowhere. Everybody was out of the office yesterday. We're in a busy time of year. School starting, and we have recordings to do. So everybody was out yesterday. And we hopefully, after all this settles down, we'll be able to, when I'm not here, somebody be able to take my place. There is no goodbyes. Okay, hang on. This is what I was wanting to teach you. Muskogee Ubonaga. Muskogee Mvhayv. This is what I believe in right here. The main component of the Muskogee tribe is language. This is what I kind of stand by right here. The main component of the Muskogee tribe is language, and that's any tribe. That can be the Cherokees, the Choctaws, Comanches.
In progress.
They would not be known as that tribe without that language. And that's the way I feel the same way about the Muskogee people. Without, that's what identifies us as who we are. You know, so like, if you put the Muskogee people, Cherokee people, Choctaw people, and everybody that looks our same skin tone and everything, that language is what identifies you as that tribe. Okay, that identifies you. And when I say Muskogee and I speak Muskogee, that identifies me as the true part of that tribe, the citizen of that tribe. Make language a habit. Make language natural. Onaga imunga hayat. Always speak it. Just make it a language. Just make it a habit. Like, you know, just even if for you beginners, you know, if nothing else, say Mado. Mado or Hishche. Istanbul. That's saying hello, how are you? Or even just Stungol. Stungol, how are you? But all, you know, just make it a habit. And you will not believe you'll get to where you don't even think about what you're saying. It'll just come out. Okay? Wanaga inhunfit. Accept language. Accept it, that it is who you are. Onaga andoes gomen, andos gomen. Own the identity. Language thinks it's me. Your language, think it is you. The language is you. If you're Muskogee, it is you. Okay? That's what you are. Onaga inhunfit means accept the language as yours. Accept it. And carry that. Make it yours and own the present. When it says own the present, mojadikta inagitchit. Inagitchit means make it yours. Own the present, own it. You know, we don't, it's an ancient language, but if you can speak it today, own it. Make it yours. Carry the future. Nitta oja hanat, God knows it. Honor the past, carry the future, carry it. And when it says carry it, to me, it hit me and the way I interpret it is I'm the one that has to carry on. And I honor it by speaking it. I honor the past by speaking it. God knows it means carried on your back like a backpack. Carried on your back. And honor the past is Hofonangi Atakwidget. I need to put that on there. I haven't got that. It's been rushed and rushed and rushed. In fact, I got here a minute before this class started. Hofonangi Atakwidget. Hofonangi means long time ago. When you say honor the past, Hofonangi Atakwidget. Atakwidget means take care of it. Be happy about it. But you know, it means honor the past. Speak bravely. Fikandi Unayasi. Speak
Mvhayv. It's Jay. It's the rule. And that, I guess as I know how you and Margaret said, it's the Jadim Bonaga, Chanak Tonga. Zabuja Moin Bonadawachas, Magido and Madok, Mamondon, Zabujan Adakwi Jayat, Mojanita, Alakto as Bonai Hat, they don't go, Amidi Hoski don't do as in Hayo man, stay, must go Gogi, so big a Sulgan, Hitago Nonga, Bonayeda. Amidi hoske hagi dundos, moes, Jabuja managa monaya de hostats marget, bonado watchas, Jagaji duamado, man, meted and go at, Quisto, Mutanita.
And that's right. She said that she was told to keep speaking her language. And she honors her grandfather by speaking this language because he was a speaker. And you know, when we speak it, we honor not only our ancestors from way back, from the beginning of time up until now, even your and I honor my ancestors from way back, but my grandmother. That's what she told me. The same thing, Ella, was don't be ashamed of it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be ashamed of what
Margaret said.
Yeah, and she used to say, Bonado, keep talking, always speak. And she, you know, she would say different things, you know, she would say, that's who you are, Madonchis. Jindolas Wadosh. She would say, that's your tongue. And she always told me, don't ever forget it, you know. And then she told me, Bidagi Odit, you know what, teach them. She told me, when you have kids, teach them. You know, she said, teach them. And you know, one, like I said, one understands it fully. If I speak to her, she'll answer me, but she answers me in English. And she, Mom, I know what I'm supposed to say. I know what you're saying. I know what I'm supposed to answer, but I can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she understands it. My second one, my middle one, she couldn't care less if she spoke English, if she spoke at all. But she does understand me because she was around her grandmother. But she doesn't speak it. And my
It's supposed to be a right hand, it's a left hand. Do I have to call the doctor? There's not going to be anybody there.
can you mute yourself, please? Somebody's got their mic on. And then my youngest one, she can read it, but she's not sure of all the words. She can read and write, but she's not sure of all the words. She says, Mom, is this what this is? Is this what that is? She'll ask me, I'll tell her, you know. But
Mvhayv. Mvhayv. Anak Jabuziman, I mean, Jabuja Songiben, Folino at Moes, Jabuziman, man, Vokal, Folduiga, Moscow Galgi do, Istijani Bonagan, Bonado Ahanish, Margaret, Moin, Bomanai do much Moscow Galgian, Bonayagats, Margaret, Bomanai do Maris, you know, my Margaret sat Modian or bitches, you know, Jibosi Moma, Stumi Nak, Jumuna, Eddie, Anu, Madan, Amanaho, Yadi Dunga, Mamundon, Bonaid and Gongway don't go.
Well, I
Then
know,
you got.
even though I speak all the time, I make mistakes too, I try to speak to people all the time, and which there might be in my area, there might be 2 or 3 left, maybe 2 more left, maybe 3 left besides me. And we speak to each other when we see each other. But I make mistakes too, because back then when I was growing up, that's all we spoke. But now that they're getting so few, you don't when you go somewhere, you don't just meet up with people that speaks, they don't speak. So it's kind of hard. And right here, remember I said, God knows it. God knows it is putting it on your back like you put a child on your back. My grandma used to carry me on her back. If we went to a garden or something and I wanted to go, and there would be like stickers, like stickers in the grass or something, she'd put me on her back and take me there. And that's what God knows it means, carried on her back. And that's where I do. I keep it on me. And like I said before, I never stop being a teacher. I never stop. It's either my grandkids, my kids, or even other people. If I go to a gathering, they'll say, "Oh, you're the person I wanted to see. How do you say this? What is this in the Muscogee language?" And it is who we are. And I fully understand my grandmother now. I fully understand her now when she said, "Jindalas wados." That's your tongue. I fully, I really didn't understand because I was like 13, almost 14 when she passed. But, I was one, I guess I had enough sense to listen to her. I had enough sense to sit there and listen to her, and I still remember them. But, she told me a lot more things, and so did my mother, that I've forgotten, like stories and stuff. I forgot a lot of them. But, she would tell me things, and I would just take it all in for her. And back then, we had to pay attention. We couldn't be a disrespectful. We weren't disrespectful when we were spoken to. We were spoken to, and we had to listen. We had to listen. So, this is kind of true for me, when she said, and I believe this, speak bravely. That means, like, don't be ashamed of it. Just speak it. Don't, even if you make a mistake, go ahead and speak. Because I make mistakes, sometimes I don't even know a word. Somebody will ask me something and I've never heard it. Somebody asked us something the other day, if we ever heard it. And I never had heard it. I had never heard it. And I'm sure they knew it. There's a word out there. There probably was way back, but if we did hear it, we probably couldn't remember it, or we don't remember it or something. But yeah, I was asked a question like that. Okay, we're going to start on this right here. I'm just going through some things, but we're going to start back here. Infinitive verb. There is no goodbyes in the Muscogee language, and in the Muscogee people didn't say bye. Instead, they used "I will see you again," used in different ways. We got "Histridam," we got "Istungo." That's hello, how are you? But this right here, "Chihijathis," I will see you. It don't say I may see you. It don't say I might see you. It says I will see you. Chihijathis. That's kind of like a promise. That's kind of like a promise. And I always wondered about that. And in my own thinking, it was either going to be on earth or even after they were going to see us, because there was no bias. See, there ain't no bias. Chihijathis. And it says, I will see you again. Hadam is again. Hadam chihijathis. Hadam chihijathis. But now, if you say chihijathis to one person, when you go to two or even a crowd, when you get to a crowd and there's a room full of people, you say chihijagathis. 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 And I did that, this past weekend. We haven't been to a ceremony in over 10 years because I don't know, my mother grew up at this ground. Her father was chief there. And, every year we were there at their ceremonies. Because she'd say, let's go. And of course, she grew up there. So we would, and she grew up as a child up into way after. And so we would go. Well, after she passed, I don't know, I just couldn't go down there. Well, I went to the first one. And then we were having the green corn ceremony. And we went. My whole family went. And my uncle, which is my mother's brother's daughter, she was making a camp out there. So we helped her a little bit, and we took some things to her. My daughters, they took some things to her. And we sat out there and watched the ribbon dance and stuff. Well, I told them, Hadam Chihitagathis, I will see y'all again. Chihitagathis, Hadam, I added Hadam to this one. I will see everyone again. Hadam Chihitagathis. But my husband went down there. I had to work that Friday morning, that Friday, and I jumped off here and ran back and got ready and went down there. And he went down there earlier because, like I said, my uncle's daughter was camping down there. So he took a few things down there. One of them was a refrigerator. It was so hot, and they wanted a refrigerator. So my husband hauled it off, and he went down there, and he seen people down there that he knew all their lives when they were little boys, little girls. He got to talk to people. Well, I got there in the evening, and before I knew it, it was dark. And I got to see some of my cousins out there and stuff like that. And it was like returning home. And my mom used to say, no matter how far you leave from home, no matter, you'll go back. You forget the Louis Magimas. And she used to tell me, either in the box or to visit, you'll go back because you miss it. You'll miss it and you'll go back. And she used to say, you forget the Louis, you forget the Louis. And that's what she used to say us, tell us, she used to say that to us all the time, but so right here is what I said. Chihitagathis, I went to one camp. I went to, 2 camps actually and visited, and I didn't get to go to the rest. Oh, it was hot. You couldn't move. And we just sat there and sweat. And then my uncle's other set of kids came down, and we got to visit with them, and we was all sitting in one spot talking as a family. And that's how we were when my mom went. When my mom went, we all sat together and watched. And she was the elder of that ground. They're all gone. She was the last elder of that ground. And she left. Now there's one, she's in her late 60s or early, probably in her 70s. And she's the next elder that's there. And my mom was way older than she was. So she's left there. And now they're all young people. And I was noticing the ribbon dance. My aunt, my mom's side, her aunt would have been my great aunt. She was a leader, and boy, she was old, but she led. Now they were just young girls, but they fulfilled that job. They fulfilled it. So I told them, Chihitagathis, I was leaving. Hadam Tihijietis. I said that too. They said, when we gonna see each other again? You was gone for so long and you came back, and I said, we will see each other again. Hadam tihiji if he does. Let's see each other again. Hadam tihijagathis. Hadam tihijagathis. Let's meet up again. Hadam tifachagathis. Hadam tifachagathis. You know, that first time I went, it stormed, and those trees that were out there was out there when I was a bitty girl. And I told my husband, I said, I don't know about this, because these trees, they're old. They were that tree was here when I was growing up. Because we went out there too. We grew up out there. You know, and a lot of us are gone. Some of them are gone. And it seemed lonely out there when I got out there. You know, it seemed like, and I could see people where they sat out there. I was thinking when I was there, you know, where certain people sat, certain people they were sitting. But I got to visit, and it was good. And boy, and I didn't go back that Saturday night, but my daughters did. My daughters and my grandkids, they went back. They got home 6:30 that morning. See my hit. They got to dancing, and they got to where they couldn't stop, so they stayed out there until 6:30 in the morning. And my little grandson, that little boy I always talk about, he said, Becky, yes. He said, when I was dancing, Becky, yes. I said, what? And you know, he said, I was hooping while I was dancing. I was hooping. You know how they hoop when they dance. He said, I was doing that. He's 7, you know. And I just laughed at him, you know, but I wished I had seen it. I missed it. So he said, and you know, the grounds people there, they said, bring those kids back because they enjoyed themselves, which we are. They know we are part of that ground. They called my grandpa, they called him Mikua Julie, old chief. They called him Mikua Julie, and they say this Mikua Julie's great grandkids or great grandkids or grandkids. They called him Mikua Julie, so that's what they call him. Right here, this is what we're doing now. This is what we're going to start with right here. Remember, an infinitive verb always end with ida, ahunijida, to wake up. But when you're doing it, you say ahonijes. Okay, my little grandson said, Becky, yes. He said, I was hooping. Hear that S? Becky, yes. Becky, yes. Hear that S on there? He was saying, I was hooping. He was doing it. Ahonijes. I am waking up. I'm doing something. This is present tense now. Do it. Ahonijas. Hombida, to eat. And I want y'all to pay attention that every one of these infinitive verbs ends with ida, and it's to do something. Remember that. Hombida is to eat. Hombes is I am eating. Hombas is to eat. It's telling somebody a command. Eat. Hombas. So, you know, that went around that day. I was over at my I helped my cousin prepare stuff, put it on the table, me and my daughters were, and then it was time to eat, you know. We told them hombas. And then me and my husband went to my other cousin's camp, and she said, hombas. Mashochabogas, hombas. She said, it's all on there, eat. So see, this went around a lot. Hombas. Okay. Adot gida, to work. Adot guess, I am working. Adot guess. And if you tell somebody to work, adotkas. Adotkas. Legida. Leges. Legas. Daskida, to jump. Daskes. Daskas. Litkida, to run. Litkes, I am running. Litkas, run. Yagabida, to walk. Yagabes, I am walking. Yagabas, walk. So see, this right here is good with kids right here. Because you're always making commands at your children. Mine is Vegas. Vegas. You know, I'm always saying something. Wakas. Go to bed because school started now. They've been in school a week. And we're just now, I'll be going back to Head Start here pretty soon, but these classes will go on. I teach them, I will be teaching them Monday and Wednesdays. But boy, it's been busy. Wegida, Vegas, I quit. Vegas means quit. He be doing something, I'll be telling him, quit, Vegas. Ayida, to go. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Wakida, to lie down or to lay down. When you're doing it, you say wakas, wakas, and then wakas, wakas. See, this is just infinitive. Remember, I told you they were a verb prominent language. That's why all this here, and there's more. I can tell you a lot more, like bunayas, bunayida, to talk. Bunayas, I am talking. Bunayas, talk or speak. Mabohejas, mabohejida is to listen. Mabohejas, I am listening. Mabohejas, listen. Okay, so see how these are coming in? This is because a lot of times it's all about us doing something, you know, and I'm gonna get to the rest of it too, like when somebody's doing something, okay? But right now you're just doing you and telling somebody to do something because this is every day for you. Like if you
Maya, Baksangi, my daughter was asking me, because she has a soccer player, and sometimes he says, "Oh, my knee hurts," or "Oh, you know, knocked on nookish, Maggie, don't know what." And she's always telling him, you know, and I don't usually talk like this, but you know, I'm just saying it the way she says it to her son. She told him, said, "Suck it up and just get out there and play." And so she wanted to know how I would say that in Muskogee, because she wants to start teaching him, you know, commands. And because I was telling her how I told Uncle Bill, Bovnin Litkus, when he was getting ready for his race that he was going to run. And so, but anyway, so how would you say something like that? Because I was thinking, ayas, you know.
say,
And
suck it up and play, is that what it was?
yeah, so for him to just quit moaning and groaning and just get out there and play, you
Yeah,
know.
that's exactly what it would be. In fact, I used this phrase myself that day when we were out there. My granddaughter, she said, "Oh, grandma, it's hot." She goes, "I'm sweating." And I said, "Suck it up, we all are." Hot, we're all sweating. And I say, we're I feel like a gummy bear, you know. And she was like, "Grandma," you know, she was like, and she was really complaining because, you know, these kids nowadays, they're used to air conditioning. They're used to air conditioner, you know. So boys, they were just sweating, you know. Okay, suck it up and play. You would say, oh, this is what they would say to us instead of saying sucking it up. The Hagot wicked, akubanas.
Mm-hmm.
The Hagot means quit complaining.
Uh-huh.
You know, the Hagot wicked, akubanas. You know, the Hagot means the Hagida is an infinitive verb to gripe, complain, or, you know, to, I guess you would say, to Hagida, how would you say that? Complain. To complain, and the Hagas, I am complaining, but the Hagas, you complain, but so see, that's not really what you want to tell people, but you will say the Haga wicked akubanas. That's saying quit complaining and play, you know. Well, my 13-year-old is just like your grandson, I guess. She'll come home, I ran into the wall playing basketball. I hit my knee. I hurt. And I said, every time, I said, you're young. I said, you're young. Quit complaining. Get out there and play ball. Same thing. Because she's always saying, I run into the wall. Yesterday, she ran into the wall. The day before, she hit the wall or something. Then the ball hit her finger. And I said, gosh, you're young, you know. And I said, hey, guess. And she just laughs, you know. And she told her Boja, you know, she said, Boja, I like when grandma gripes. She said, she sounds funny. She was just laughing at me. Okay, look here. Conjugating verbs by person. Okay. Bonayida, to talk. Or bonayida, to speak. Gejida, to say or speak to. To read, ohonayida, to write, ochejida. Look at all these sounds. I broke them down. Remember now, you studied these sounds and look what they made. Just by putting them together. Look what they made. Abohida, to ask. Bohida, to hear. Ma bohejida, to listen or be obedient. Agith te jida, to think, to be thoughtful. Githida, to know, to learn. Thalegida, thalagida, to return, to come back. Hijida, to see, to look for. Yagabida, to walk. Magida, to say. See, these are all infinitive verbs. But I also want y'all to know that if y'all hear that ida, it's an infinitive verb. But also, look at all these sounds. Look at the sounds. So see, sounds is something that you have to learn. Haida, to make. Haida. Now, look at what you can do with all these infinitive verbs that we got here. Bonayida, talk. To talk. Look here, I am talking. Bonayes. Bonayes. And we were told that a few times. We'd be really laughing, talking. They'd say, bonayes. Bonayes. I'm talking. Y'all be quiet. I am talking. All you got to do is subtract the ED and add AS, and you're saying, I am talking. I am talking. How many times have you done this right here? I love to read. So I say, yes, I am reading. Yes. But the infinitive verb to that is ohonayida. You take that infinitive verb and do what you're doing with it. I am reading. Ohonayes. I am reading. Okay. Let's go back up here. Bonayes, I am talking. But if you put another person, like me and Ellis talking to each other, we say bonayes. You subtract the ED from bonayida and add ES. This is first person plural. Means somebody, you and someone else. We are talking bonayes. Jayayagit bonayes. Ubunayes, I am speaking. We are speaking. Ubunayes. I am speaking to. Gejes. Hear it? Gejes. But when you're saying we are speaking to, we say gejis. See how that Indian changes? This is just present tense singular, first person plural. Okay? Hojejes, I am riding. We are riding. Hojejis. So somebody come up, not just to watch out. What are y'all doing? We say hojejis, we are riding. But we got to tell them what we're riding about, or what we're writing for, or why we're writing, okay? I am asking, abuhes, we are asking, abuhis. I am hearing, bohes. It should be, we are hearing right here. I put we doubled that. So it should be, I am hearing is bohes. We would say bohes, take the V off here. Bohes. We are hearing you. Mabohejes, I am listening. We are listening, mabohejes. I heard a lot of this right here. Not Yehe Hogates mabohejes. Not Mahogat mabohejes. See, they were saying what they're talking about, we're listening. But you can make that infinitive verb, remember? Mabohejes. I am learning. Githes. Y'all could say that. Muskogee, Bunaga, Githes. I am learning the Muskogee language. But if you and all of y'all put together, y'all can say Muskogee, Bunaga, Githes. Muskogee, Bunaga, Githes. I am returning. Thalages. We are returning. Thalahokis. I am seeing Hijes. Fujo Hijes. We are seeing Fujo Hijis. I am walking Yagabes. We are walking Yagabis. I am saying Mages. We are saying Magis. I am making hayes. Dalegi hayes. I'm making bread. We are making bread. Dalegi hayes. Here, see the difference in that? And this is basically, that's the hard part of language, is knowing what to end it with. I had a question yesterday about the ki ending. And most of them does got ki, like Muskogee. It's a general word, but it's just got the ki in there. It doesn't necessarily have to be ki at the end, but there is a lot of ki at the end, ke, at the end of a lot of things. Like Hobidagi, that's kids, and it could be, it's just used a lot. And then she had a question about what were the Muskogee people originally called? Mr. George Kozer, he's gone now. He told me a long time ago what that was. He said the original name was something, and Chahosto, I forget. It's been over 20 years that he told me. And George Kozer is my cousin. So he used to call me up. In fact, he called me up maybe 2.5 weeks, maybe 2 weeks before he passed. And we talked. And so, there is original name, but I got to find it. I wrote it on a piece of paper, and it's in my documents somewhere. I just got to find it. But there is an original word for it. It's got something to do with Duishi, like leaves. But I can't remember what the rest of it was. So I'm looking for it. And then she said, like, some people think that we were from the Mayan and the Aztec people. There was a man from Harvard University. He's a professor there. And he had been studying at that time, and this was years ago. He said, I've been studying American Indians like 35 years, and Muskogee was one of the people he was writing about. And he was telling me about clans, and he had this research going. So, and he said, I'd love for you to see my research. And boy, I wanted to see his research, and whether he's still alive now, I have no clue. That was my first and my last time I actually dealt with him, and he said, I'd like for you to see my research. And apparently, he had done a lot of research on American Indians. So I was talking to him. Yeah, I heard that they are descendants. We migrated down to South America. Yeah, we hear all kinds. And his theory, first of all, he was telling me about clans. And, we were always told, don't marry the same clan because you're family. Well, he was telling me that he did DNA blood testing on the same clans. And he said they had the same DNA. And then he was telling me that he thought we were one of the lost tribes of Israel. And he said, because there was a tunnel. And he said these Muskogee people followed this tunnel. And then they got in where we're at now, where we were. And that story, it says they came out of the ground, and the first animal they saw, and after the fog lifted, was the clan. And he said, and that kind of made sense to me. He said that y'all followed this tunnel, the people was in this tunnel from it, he said, I think y'all's one of the lost tribes. And there's a lot of stories, but that to me, just kind of made sense to me, because it says we came out of the ground. When we got there, we come out of this ground. Now, how did we come out of the ground? But he said, if you go back to that story, and he said that tunnel is there. He said there's a tunnel. So I kind of got that, I kind of believed that story to a point, and I believed him. But I always wanted to see his research, about this blood test that he's taken and all this, that they had the same DNA. And I was really interested, and I'm interested in stuff like that. So I was just interested in it. So, but this is
Mvhayv, on my good side, talking about coming out of the ground, after walking through that tunnel. Different tribes, they say the same thing too, because I worked for a school in northern New Mexico that believe they come out of those that area up there north and west of Santa Fe. They believe that they came from out of the ground in those mountains, and right now I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, they say that the bandolier, that's where they came out of the ground. And the ones down here on Gila River, they say that they came out from the the one that we call South Mountain there. If you like south of the airport, there's a mountain range there. And they say that's where they came out of, out of the ground. So, different tribes,
well, every tribe is similar in some ways. They just got different. I think our tribes got clans, and our tribes got these little stories that they've shared, and just like you said, they come out of the ground, and I think everybody got their own, every tribe has their own little stories and legends and stuff, just like we do. And I wonder why all these tribes, there's a lot of tribes, have the same beliefs. Is it because we were of different people? And I believe we are. We were different, we are different. We're unique. I call ourselves unique because we're the one that speaks this language. We're the ones that believes in these things. We believe in different ways. So, I always wonder about that. And there's a lot of questions I have that I'm still thinking on. And my husband always tells me I think too much, but that's me. I love to think. I think a lot. Okay, look here. Woo, here we go. Des, or even so, in like manner, a suffix even also. Tues, okay. Here we go. This is a little different. This is new here. Tues, I am. Mvhayv tues. Mvhayv tues. I am cooking. That's saying tues. That same thing as saying I am cooking tues. We are cooking. Mvhayv tues. Mvhayv tues. We are. Okay. Now look here. That goes back to that is and es, isn't it? Present tense. This is where this is coming from, guys. They are. Mvhayv tues. They are cooking. Mvhayv tues. They are cooking. Mvhayv tues. And that's where there's a question here. What are you saying between Mvhayv and tues? Okay, instead of saying hayi, we'll say ha tues. We shorten it up. And I guess we shouldn't do that. We say like Mvhayv tues. Mvhayv tues. When my speaking, the way I speak in general, I say Mvhayv tues. So that's, don't let that confuse you. So what I'm saying, hayi tues. Mvhayv tues. See, we are making food, or we are cooking. Mvhayv tues. Tues means they are cooking. Okay, so see, this is how this comes about right here. Dunga, it is, and it's. That's kind of like dos. Mundunga. Shabaka donga. It is a frog. So see, look here what came off of dos. Tues. Tues. Same thing, but it's just going different. It's going with this infinitive. Tues is to do. Tues is to do something. Right here, it's I am doing something. Okay, we are doing something. They are doing something. That same thing. That's, and you'll hear me say this tues a lot and tues. You'll hear it a lot. That's where that comes from. Look how many different deals you can do, different words you can come up with this conjugated verbs. Pronouns. This is what, you say my des, even that. See, des means like in a manner like even or are. My des, even that be okay. Jadat des, that red one. See, that's what that is, like a suffix even also. It can fill in kind of like dos. But this is something that goes with this right there with an infinitive verb. Doida is to do something. I am doing it is tues. We are is tues. Any questions so far? We're gonna study this a little bit. And do you speak do you use these, Ella? Do you use these these right here? I do too. And that's part of language. That's part of it. That's a big part of it right here. Because you're always, Mvhayv tues. I'm taking a bath. That comes with that. And that's where, you can say bas, I am bathing, but you can say I am taking a bath. And that's where
a lot of times, Mvhayv, a lot of times somebody calls and first thing they say is Nagistonsa.
Yeah.
Hector doing.
And see, that's even in English. They'll say, what are you doing? First thing, phone call, what are you doing? Because I can hear my kids when they get their phone call, what y'all doing? Or they'll say, what y'all doing? Especially when we're getting together and they'll say, eating, homies, we're eating homies. That goes back to that plural, infinitive verb. Mvhayv tues. That's how, this is where all this comes from. And we're gonna go back over these, and I got some sentences with those in it. I got them with the infinitive verbs and conjugated verbs, but this was gonna be one of them that's gonna be a little newer. Remember this now. And it's recording, so y'all need to go back over this, but go over your sounds, okay? Go over your sounds. That's one thing that I always stress, the sounds. And once those sounds hit, once you learn your sounds, this is nothing. This will be nothing. Gotta learn your sounds. And so just don't say, oh, I can't learn this. You can. I got two boys, that's almost fluent. And they just started. They just here not too long ago started, maybe it's been a few years. It's taken them. But what they did was they put everything they had into it. Every spare moment. And my spare moment, boy, I have to clean house, and every spare moment, sometimes I have to go to the bathroom. But for them, language was their spare moment. Every spare moment they had, they would go for it. That's what they wanted to do. And they're almost fluent now. And I'm proud of those two boys because they, when they took that task on, it went back to this right here. It went back to this right here. It went back to this. This is what they did. And that's what, yeah, homida and dois. Homida and dois. That's just, it went back to this for those two boys. And now, boy, they work hard for it. I'm gonna tell you, they fight for this language. And they're language activists. And for two young people to be so young and believe in something so much, you got to give them credit for that they're honoring the past right here. They're honoring the past. Adot Kilado is Aida. Mado Mahaya Hadam. Chijat is Jonathan. Mado babe. Adot Kilado. Yeah, he's going back to work, he said. Mado, Machi. So, they're carrying all this right here. They're fulfilling this right here, the components of language. These two young men, I don't even know if they're in their middle 20s yet. They're probably just turned. If they're even I think they're out of their teens, but they're just turned. They're making this right here. They're carrying this right here. They believe in it. They're owning it. They're owning the present. They're carrying the past. And they're honoring it. So these two boys, and I want to tell you something, Ella, you're doing the same thing. And the one that's learning this, the one that's in this class and been here, Jane, Ella, all of you, you're doing this right here. You believe in this right here. You're carrying this right here. And this is a lot to carry. This is a lot to carry, but you are. And that's how come I tell you, I respect you for that, because language is something that, and to get started on it and hang in there, this is what you're doing right here. You're making it your own. You believe in it. You're thinking this right here, but you think this is me, that's why you're learning it, or otherwise you wouldn't even try. And you're not saying it's too hard for me, because right here, you're making it your own. Today, make it yours, own it, own the present. Become me, this is what you're doing right here. right here. And that's how come I put this up here to show you what I think. But then when I see all you people in here, this is what you are, not just me. And you're teaching, you're helping me save this language. Don't just think you're learning it. Don't just say, I'm learning the language. Say, I'm saving it. Kunagada. Alegi stuega. And punaya hanedos. Kunagashaya hanedos. I'm learning the language. I'm taking it. And I'm going to keep going with it. Saya hanedos, you're saying you're going to take this language. You're going to learn it. You're going to take it with you everywhere you go. That's what you're doing. And that's how come I tell people, boy, to take this and be here. I really appreciate y'all. You just don't know because you don't know that my feeling about this language, it's at one time I said an obsession, passion. Not just for the language, but for our people. And for you to come in and help me do this is more than I can ask. I mean, this is worth more than I can. It's love. That's you can't put a price on it, what y'all's doing. I can't tell you, I can say I appreciate you, I thank you, I respect you, but you know what? There's no words to say what y'all's doing. And that's the way I feel about it, because you're taking something that's going to be gone.
And Mvhayv, remember I told you I was going to do that voiceover for one of the people in the video that, y'all had worked on, and I get to be a part of it too. Tispoyet, Chavigi Odosin, Sadavatsky dance. Not Stues, Imane Jagan, Muscovian Bonagan, Stuin, Jesus Christ, Hitchkadido what, Unayahani man, Fulduiga. Amundon Safigi all the scenes Sadavatsky dance. Tispoyet. Not the mother thing and bohead. Margaret Sidano at Margaret. Mahonan mo Emane Jayat man. Dimbonaho, Moas, Ditari Bonagaman, Ponego Dungat. Moas, Manejagan, Tispoyen, Ozed Iron, what? Zavigi all the saints and Zavatsky dance. Stu says, Imane Jagan, Hijayat, Zavatsky dance.
What you need to be. She said her heart was happy. She did this film. She did the voiceover about Jesus Christ. And she said her heart was just filled with happiness because she could do it in the language for them. Well, it came from his father. He gave that to us. And you honored that, Ella. Because I always believed that, and my mom used to tell me that. She used to say, he used to say, he gave it to us. You honored that. And you need to be happy. You need to be, because you gave that a whole different meaning. You gave that a whole different meaning, and a lot of people's going to see that. I can't wait to see it. So God, that's what I'm talking about. See, you took it and honored him. Maybe the pastor, he was here at one time, and you spoke bravely, and you took it and you honored him. That's what we need to do, honor somebody with it. Like I said, you know, you honored your grandpa, but then this right here, it came from his father. It was given to you through his father.
Mamundon, you know, Jababa, Bill, and, you know, Jackson Barnett, managit jayat mo, amane jagi do madis, you know, bonagida, stuin magida do, magid, amunayagit, you know, get what, amokaya, yejit, jagi do maro. Mamundon, mo sagit jayat. Nagin magahanayat, stuin magahanayat, Zabawal giman agithajet, Mo, Sajabachkira gisman nagid adokira alaji tagat, Imane tagayat, Duwas esmijayat, Sajabachkira.
Could be, she said she was real happy. She was thinking about her uncles that helped her and she helped them. You know, this is one thing, I'm keeping my family alive. She's keeping her family alive because we're carrying on what we spoke. They were spoken to us, and you know, if they were here today, I wonder what they think about us. You know, what would they think? I bet they would be so happy about what we're doing. They would be proud of us.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're proud of what we're doing. And you know, you honored Christ and his father by doing this, the biblical portion of it, because it was given to us by him. So he heard that. He heard that. So of course, you know, we have to carry this on. And that's how come I have a lot of respect for you people that's taking it. Like I said, you know, you're carrying this right here. You're carrying this right here. Not just me, you. So anyway, Hamgat, it's 1 o'clock. Kasi skifka. Sun Major, Hamgat, Monday in Hayat he's a guy. I'll see you all Tuesday. Oh, I know,
Mado.
Carry this. You know, it says Mado in 30 minutes, and you have taught me a lot, and I'm eager to learn. Do it. You know what? Because this is yours. Own it. Right here. This is your component right here. It's yours. Oh, I know. Jihita got the stick. Mado, everybody. Mado.
Mado.
Uh-huh.